I'm going to tell you about a new operator called DisposeWith that we've added to Rx.net in version 6.1. So in October 2025, we released Rx 6.1, and it's a new minor release because it has new functionality. It has a new DisposeWith method, which is the subject of this video. It has a take until overload that takes a cancellation token, and there's another video about that, and there'll also be another video about the new reset exception dispatch state operator. Now, if you've been following Rx for a while, you know we're also working on fixing some packaging options, but that's not going to happen till the next major release, v7. So, what's this DisposeWith method all about? So the first thing I should say is that this is a community contribution. So thanks very much to Chris Pullman for suggesting this and providing the code and being patient while we got it into place. Now, Chris, as you may be aware, works on the Reactive UI framework. So he's a very active contributor to the open source community, a long-term user of Rx with a deep understanding of the framework, and he felt this would be a very useful feature for the way that people tend to work with Reactive UI. It's a Fluent style of API, and people working with Reactive UI find this way of working very useful, and so that's why we've decided to incorporate this suggestion into the Rx library. So the basic purpose of this edition is to make it simpler to discard multiple subscriptions with a single action. And the way the API has been designed is to support what we call a Fluent coding style. And the best way to show how this works will be just to show a quick demo. So let's take a look at this new method in action. So right now, I've got a very simple console application using Rx that has a couple of observable sources, and it subscribes to both of them, lets those subscriptions run, and then when the user presses enter, it tears each of them down individually. And yeah, this works okay. You can see they're both running there. And when I hit enter, they both shut down, and that's fine. The thing is that I've had to call dispose separately on each one, and some people find that a bit onerous. And so we've, for a long time in Rx, had this thing called CompositeDisposable, which is essentially a collection of disposables. So we could just do this, add both of those disposables to this composite, and then we only have to call dispose on that composite object, and the behavior should be exactly the same. Both my subscriptions are running, I hit enter, both of them shut down. But this arguably hasn't really saved me anything, because I actually got, if anything, slightly more code here. We could do a little better. We could observe that this is actually a collection, and so maybe I could use the collection syntax to initialize this thing. So now I've said my composite disposable consists of a couple of these things, and now they're both running. I hit enter, they both get disposed. So maybe that's an option, but I have had to rather reshape my code to work around this particular way of initializing it. So the idea with this new DisposeWith extension method is that it fits in a bit better with how you might want to set up your observable subscriptions in the first place. So instead of having to do this, we can just do .disposewith CompositeDisposable. So we just add this on the tail end of whatever our observable sequence for subscription ends up looking like. And now, if I run this once more, I hit enter, my single call to the CompositeDisposable disposes both of them. So it's a very simple chain. Doesn't really add anything you couldn't do before, but it does enable this, what we call Fluent style development. You'll notice that it brought in an additional namespace here. So this means that if you're not a fan of Fluent APIs, and not everyone is, then this won't appear in your namespace, because this does become available on all disposables. So it's only there if you choose to have it there. But if you like the style of development, then this is there for you. So in conclusion, this is a simple way to use the CompositeDisposable class to handle multiple unsubscriptions in a single action using a Fluent style of API. So if you want to use this, just download system.reactive 6.1, add the using directive for the Reactive Disposable's Fluent namespace, and then you can just call DisposeWith to attach each subscription to your existing CompositeDisposable. And we documented this on intro to rx.com if you want more details. Thanks for listening. My name's Ian Griffiths.